Man, this league is ridiculous right now. It's every game's. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the scores last night. This league's just absurd right now. It's incredible how hard it is to make a pass, let alone win a game in this league right now. But really proud of our guys, man. We've got. I've told you guys all year, man. We've got some competitive dudes, and we're still trying to grow as a team. And they're fun to be around every day because of that resolve that you've seen, and that fight that they play with, and that's what I like, and so it makes it fun.
Frank, second straight game, you guys are down in the second half, and then that one play kind of changes it. Was that the result of something that had been building before that, or was it just that first steal, or maybe that first Couisnard three that started the run that snapped it out?
Yeah, we went to the zone, and they turned it over against the zone, which allowed us to get out and run. And then, again, Jermaine, Eric make back-to-back threes to I think it was them two, if I'm not mistaken, to kind of jumpstart us. And then, the zone really helped us. I thought the zone changed how they were playing offensively, and I don't obviously have the stat in front of me, but I could be mistaken, but most of their turnovers came against our zone, and which allowed us to run, and allowed us to be aggressive in the open court, and then we got on the glass. I mean, Brian Steele spent the whole first half yelling in the timeouts. It was his scout, and rightfully so. If I was the assistant coach of the scout, I'd been yelling every timeout. We had one offensive rebound in the first half, and give those guys credit in the second half. They got on the glass and gave us a presence at the rim, which that's the opposite of deflating plays. Coming up with that extra effort offensive rebound, not accepting getting boxed out. Those are whatever a deflating play is. That is the polar opposite. That kind of gets everybody going, and it was fun to watch.
John?
Yeah, Dave sort of asked the second part of my question, but you didn't seem very happy at the start of the second half. A lot of substitutions very early. What was it that was kind of drawing your eye or there to start?
Yeah, I wasn't happy with some of those guys in the first half, and the way Vanderbilt came out at the speed they were playing. See, Pippen's a really good player. He didn't play real well last game out, and they got a really good team, and Florida got away from them. It's the first time all year anybody gets away from them. And so I expected them to come out today geeked up and on edge, and they did. And, in the second half started, and same thing, and I just wasn't going to that's the one thing that this team has shown me is that there's multiple guys that can help us. And the day that you're not on edge, somebody else is. And now that's a good thing. Bad thing is that the guys that were not on edge, they can't get their feelings hurt. They got to be teammates. And I think this team figures that out by now. But I wasn't happy in the first half with some of those substitutions I made in the second half early. Guys came off the bench the other 3 games ago or something. I can't remember what it was. I'm old in the season, and January gets really long. I spoke about our bench not helping us. Our bench has been good for us this year, and once again, it helped us win.
Colin?
Frank, you talked about the zone, and you mentioned the zone before this game too. What about it in terms of the attacking style is different than a normal zone, and how do you feel like that really causes some teams some problems?
Yeah, it's when you got Eric, who's 6'4", really smart, and you got Jermaine, who's 6'4", and you got whether it's A.J. Wilson or Keyshawn, there's some long players, and I don't like zones because usually they're passive. And Chuck, it was all Chuck. Chuck convinced me to take a look at this, and that's what having good assistant coaches is all about. They come in and they beat the head coach upside the head with something they think can really help a team. And so we started trying it, and I like it because of the aggression. It protects our bigs in the middle a little bit, the way we're playing it right now, where before it would expose them a little bit in ball screens or different actions. But we've spent time on it, and we coach it. And I've probably committed more time, because I like it, I've committed more practice time to it. So like everything else, when you spend time on something, you should get better at it, and I think our guys have.
Frank, what can being able to, not just tonight, but the last two games now, being able to get that confidence for these players? I know Eric mentioned it right before you came in. They're an older group, so a lot of these guys have experienced the highs and lows that come with college basketball.
Yeah.
But as a group, to be able to see the work that you are putting in the gym, behind the scenes, start to pay off when you go to the court.
Yeah, I mean, it's, Mike, it's, you look back on our season and we're acting like our team. When I say we, I'm talking about anyone that opinionates on our team other than me and my guys. Like, we were not very good in pre-conference play. We're pretty darn good. And COVID hit our team, and it disrupted us. And that, I'm not going to get into the specifics of all that because I ain't dealing with that negativity like I did last year, but it disrupted our team. And with disruption, when you get ready to play, and I realize that not too many people realize Auburn was as good as they are when they came in here for the first conference game of the season. Well, they're the #1 team in the country. I knew they were good. And we fought, but we had disruption. We couldn't sustain. We had guys that spent 10 days shacked up again leading into that game. And we against Florida, I think I came in here. I think you guys have been around me long enough. I think you know when I'm not in a good mood. And usually it's not winning and losing. It's how my team plays. It puts me in a foul mood. Against Florida is the only time this year where I was in a foul mood. I've left this building not happy. And our guys responded. And if you go back and you look at the Arkansas game, remember the aggression that we played the first half with. The second half, obviously, we didn't play well, and we did that to ourselves. They hit us in the mouth, and we never answered. That's why I'm hoping that we learned, because the last two games we've gotten hit in the mouth, and we didn't flinch. We stayed the course, and then figured out a way to get to the finish line. So it's but this league's really hard. It's one day at a time. Every game's a rock fight. Every single game you're going to go home bloodied, and you got to be man enough to understand that you're going to get hit, and you're going to bleed, and it's going to hurt. But you can't flinch. You got to hit back, and that's what this league's become. It's really. I had a conversation with somebody in the league office 2 days ago, and what I told them was, every single coach in this league is a competitive, aggressive personality. Every single one. So their teams all play that way, and let's not talk about the recruiting efforts that this league has. I mean, last 10 years, we got more NBA draft picks than any league in the country. So when you combine that talent with those aggressive personalities, you create what we've got in this league right now. It's really hard, really, really hard.
You talked about needing to get on the glass in the first half. It seemed like in the second half, Josh Gray, A.J. Wilson really established more of a presence inside for you guys. I know Gray has strung together a few good games lately. Just what did you think of those two guys? It seemed like Wilson, maybe one of his better games that he's had for you guys in a while.
Yeah, we need Wildens to re-engage and help us. Wildens is too good a kid and works too hard. He's battling some confidence stuff right now because just didn't play well to start conference play after being real good in non-conference play. I'm hoping the last 7 minutes of the game or so, I think he went in with 650 or something like that, and I thought he played his best stretch he's played in a while. But I've been on Josh Gray. If you ever interview Josh Gray, he'd ask, I've been on him relentless, like hard. Give him credit. He said to me the other day, he goes, that's why I came to school here, because I want to be good, and I knew you'd make me be good. And he's starting to figure it out. I hope he stays focused. Like, he's got to make his free throws. That's all the immature mental part of it. He works at it in practice. He makes them in practice. And he missed the first one, like, off the backboard, and then it was mentally it was over. But A.J. been a lot better the last 8 to 10 days. From mentally engaged and excited about competing. I said this to a dear friend of mine today, where coaching is a lot different now than it was even 5, 6, 7 years ago. 5, 6, 7 years ago, kids would struggle with their confidence, and you left them out there. Now you can't do that anymore. And the biggest reason is because if they're struggling with their confidence, all these kids they're madly in love with social media. And there's nothing I'm going to do to stop it. So they pay a lot of attention to those comments. And there's a reason I'm not on social media. Like, I know I've got a page, but I'm not on it because it's embarrassing, the stuff that other people say to young people. It's embarrassing. But it's part of their life. And 5-6 years ago, man, Jacob Pullen had a game at Oregon. He was 2 for 18 with 9 turnovers. And I just drove him into the ground. But there wasn't social media back then. I didn't have to worry about him going back and reading all the negativity that being spewed at him like all these kids do now. So when they're not mentally at peace to go out there and compete, I can't put them out there. I can't. It's a disservice to that young person. It's a new era from that space with players. And they're not grown. So I'm an old, fat, you know what? So you can call me whatever you want to on social media. If I didn't have children and I didn't lose my salary that would impact my family, I'd call some of those people and say, yo, where you want to meet? I want to see if you can talk to me in person, just to see who it is. You know what I mean? But I got too much to lose right now. I got a family. I've got, a sacrifice that I've made in my life to provide for everybody. I can't give those people the attention. So I don't pay attention to all that ignorant, negative stuff. I live life in a good place. I'm not paying attention to that negativity. But 19, 20, 21-year-olds, that's a big space of their life every day. That's where they get their information, their juices. Think about this, NIL. They just keep thinking about why they fully invested themselves into the NIL players. Well, when you get paid, there's a responsibility that comes with that money now. And so it's a new space that we're all trying to manage right now. It's not easy, but I'm not going to put players out there that are not mentally at peace to go out there and compete. Whether they succeed or fail is irrelevant, that they're mentally in a good place to compete.
Frank, it seemed like that run was really kickstarted by that aggressive play from Jermaine to get to the rim. Just how good is it to see his last 2 games the way he's been playing, and when he's as aggressive as he was against Georgia and then obviously tonight, what's that do for this team and this offense?
He's a good player. If I shared with you, and I'm not, some of the stuff that he's gone through over the last year and a half, it's really sad. Not just from an injury standpoint, but life. It's sad. And that's why I've been very careful with him. I don't want him going out there unless he's mentally at peace. Let me go out there and play. And whether I make a good play or a bad play, who the hell cares? I'm helping my team. And I think he's finally getting there. He's the closest he's been to being at peace with his body and all the negativity that unfortunately he's had to deal with. And when I mean negativity, I'm not talking about social media stuff. I'm talking about life stuff that's happened over the last year and a half. Is starting to get away so he can just move forward. So I'm really proud of him, man, because I don't know if I could have handled some of the challenges that have been thrown at him and stayed in a positive place in the middle of a season.
Well, I just wanted to ask, you talk a lot about personality in the past few games, and I guess, based on the performance we saw, especially in these past 10 minutes, I guess that energy, that intensity, is that the personality you're looking for, and how did they showcase their personality tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure there's 100,000 coaches that are better than me at X's and O's. I'm at peace. I know enough, but I've been fighting my whole life, and that's who I am. And when my teams don't fight, I'm not happy. And this team fights. This team doesn't give in. And that's why I'm enjoying coaching these guys so much. They're fighters too. Just think about the journey that some of the guys that transferred to come here have taken. They're fighters. They came here because they wanted to win. They were frustrated with where they were at. You think about the guys that stayed, Wildens, Keyshawn, Jermaine. What's the easy thing to do in today's day and age? Have a bad year, transfer, let me go play somewhere else. I'm eligible right away. Those guys said, no, I'm staying. I'm going to fight with this dude. And that's what's fun. Those freshmen, I know Devin didn't play well today, but all three of those freshmen, they're fighters. They come in here. Jacoby, I thought, played really well today. That's who I am. And when I got a team that fights, I really enjoy coaching them. And these guys, that's why I'm not surprised that we've done what we've done the last two games.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.